flawless victory.
Okay, this is it. This is going to be the video about garrisons. I've mentioned garrisons and how important they are in many of my videos already, but I have to take it a step further because right now, I think this is the biggest problem with the game. It's not the performance, it's not the crashes or anything like that. Those things are annoying, but they are not crippling the game experience right now. The game is in a good state in terms of content and you can enjoy several hours of Hell Let Loose without running into any problems. The garrison problem you pretty much run into in every single game. I don't think there is a single game I've played where I don't have to remind other squad leaders to build garrisons. Actually, remind them is not the best term because that would imply that they forgot about it and will now proceed to build a garrison. The truth is, they haven't forgotten because, at least from what I can tell from their actions, they haven't even thought about building a garrison. The thought of having a squad member go support and ready some supplies for them to build one seems completely foreign to the average squad leader. And I'm gonna blame the game for this. With how important garrisons are, you'd think there would be some sort of tooltip, a loading screen message, or something to let squad leaders know that they should really help their team with a garrison building. But there's none of this. If you read through the field manual and start playing the game, even if you go squad leader, there is absolutely nothing there telling you that garrisons are the single most important player built structure in the game. Not only that, garrisons are essentially a free map hack for your entire team. When you have multiple garrisons, there is no need to think about where the enemy might be because you have a really good way of knowing that. Anywhere on the map where a garrison is lighting up in red is automatically detecting enemies for you. This allows you to understand what the hell is going on in the map. It provides you with knowledge of the battlefield unlike anything else in the game and makes it much more enjoyable because you understand where the front line is. You understand what's going on, what sectors need your attention and where the enemy is coming from. And lastly, when you have multiple garrisons, the fight shifts from the strongpoint to the other areas of the map, which is where this game truly shines. Fighting over the strongpoint with no tactical consideration other than hoping to outshoot your opponent is very similar to playing maps like Metro in Battlefield 4. It is the basest and most primitive form of gameplay that you can experience in Hell Let Loose. With more garrisons, the fight opens up with squads fighting over control of key buildings and other choke points on the map. This is the fight for map control, and it is where this game is at its absolute best. When you hop on a server and you see only one or two garrisons on the map, you get none of this. There is no way of knowing if running north will get you killed immediately or if you can run until you reach the end of the map with no problem. There's no certainty, no information, nothing, and that just completely destroys gameplay. Instead of having a fun, balanced experience, you get stuck in a loop of endless frustration where you try and get somewhere, you run into enemies you weren't expecting, you die, and you do it again and again and again. Without garrisons, this game sucks. You know, some people complain about the weapon balance in the game because the Garand is so much better than the Kar 98, but the advantage that having multiple garrisons gives you over a team that has just one or two is absolutely massive. It is by far the biggest advantage you can have in the game. Forget about having a commander or not, that's absolutely meaningless when compared to a big difference in the number of garrisons. I mean, after all, if garrisons weren't that important, they wouldn't have been the focus of a major change in the last big update. The problem is, how do you fix this? Because it's not a problem with the game itself, it's a problem with the players. In the past 2 weeks alone, I've had squad leaders be unable to put down a garrison because they don't know how to do it. I've had them refuse to put one down because, quote unquote, we already have one, or other stupid reasons. But by far the most common and completely aggravating thing that you can see is squad leaders running past supplies on the map without setting a garrison. So what happens is, if you're a good squad leader, you spend at least 20 minutes per game just deploying and redeploying garrisons, because if you don't do it, then no one else will. and your support player spends more time looking at the respawn screen than actually playing the game. Because even if you ask other squad leaders to help, there is absolutely no guarantee that they will do something about it. Maybe one squad will build a garrison, and that's usually about it. If you really get into it on the commander chat, you might get 1 or 2 garrisons, but I've yet to see every squad build at least one. There's usually 6 squads in any given match, so if everyone just took literally 2 minutes to build a garrison, you would have 6 garrisons down in mere minutes. But that just never happens. So how do we fix this? How do we make people understand how important this is and how crucial to the Hell Loose gameplay experience garrisons are? Honestly, I don't know. Other than talking about it in the command chat and trying to play squad leader or commander in every single game, I don't know how you solve this. At least not without some major change in terms of the game's development. Because as I mentioned earlier, I think a UI change would go a long way. If you start a match as a squad leader, there should be a big pop-up that says your team has no garrisons built and remind you to build them. Without something like that, without something that is in your face reminding squad leaders about it, I don't think this will ever stop being a problem. So here's a stupid idea. I've made some t-shirt designs that will let the entire world know what needs to be done. So if you feel like having a laugh and helping support the channel, I will provide a link to these down in the video description. In any case, that will be all for now. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this, so please leave a comment down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one.